Hello everybody. First off, I want to apologize. This should have gone up 6 days ago. However, I came down with the flu, and I basically laid in bed for 6 days, well, 5 days. I've been up and around today. Um, but this is the first day I've been able to actually speak with my voice. So, I'm sitting down and I'm recording this for you guys. Like I said, it should have been out like 6 days ago. Um, But I'm excited because we're starting the WCBL, the World Class Battle League. And this is the team that I have cautiously, not really, built together in order to try out some new things, but also suit my play style, kind of, in a weird, convoluted way. Okay. So this is obviously like the first team I actually ever get to draft. So, I got the 7th overall pick out of 10. That's always considered, hang on one second. It's always considered one of the worst spots in the draft because you're not the wheel pick, but yet you're still picking 7th. So it's always considered one of the worst spots in the draft. 2/3 of the way through, everybody says this is the worst spot in any snake draft. Well, that's where I am. So sorry about my voice there. Still recovering, but yeah. So the first mon that I picked, the 7th overall, they unbanned a couple of Ubers things to try and test them out. Stuff that they didn't think might be too overpowered. And there's one mon that they unbanned. The day they unbanned it, I thought, okay, I'm drafting this with the 7th overall pick. Because this is awesome. It is, if you guys have seen my video of my favorite Pokemon of all time, this is my #1 favorite Pokemon of all time, which is why I wanted to draft it 7th overall. And that Pokemon is... That's not how you spell Deoxys. Correctly today, thank you. Deoxys Speed. So, 50 HP, that's a little bit to be desired, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to look at that. We have 95/95 attacks, which is not bad at all. We have 90/90 defenses. Again, not bad at all. The 50 HP leaves a bit to be desired. But if we run like HP investment, it goes a long way because our HP stat's so low. And then we have nice round attacks, nice round defenses. They're not bad. And then we have, like, this is the fastest mod in the game. And you guys know I like to play fast. Gotta go fast. So I drafted this for a couple reasons. One, it's my favorite Deoxys in general is my favorite Pokemon. 2, they unbanned it from, obviously, it was banned at one point. It's pretty good. It's definitely something I thought I could build a team around. And I never have to worry about choice scarves. Because, like, a 100 base speed mon with a choice scarf, I run 212 speed. Oh, and timid. I run 212 timid. Outspeeds scarved 100 base speed Pokemon. Let that sink in. Yeah. So, all of the choice scarves that destroyed me in every way, shape, and form during the CPL is now gone. All of that worry is gone because I have this thing that can outspeed all of them. Like, if I didn't get this thing, I was picking Ninjask later in the match. Like, not later in the match, later in the draft. If I didn't get this thing, I was picking Ninjask later in the draft. Like, just give me something. I don't want to have to worry. And although Hawlucha without burden, Hawlucha with unburden does still outspeed us. This thing has relatively nice bulk, and then I get Stab Psychics. I also get Psycho Boost, which is a great move. It's 140 Psychic move. So basically, if Hawlucha doesn't have its Unburden, I outspeed it, and I can just Psychic it, and it has no defenses, so it just dies. And then if it does have Unburden, then most of the time I can take a hit. So yeah, this thing's a great Hawlucha counter, which is another thing that I struggled against. I got swept by Hawlucha twice in CPL. So with this pick, I immediately patch up my two biggest weaknesses in the CPL. And then, so like as a nickname, so I decided to go with I'm starting to get into Yu-Gi-Oh a lot. I know that Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are often thought of as like rivals or something like that, or like they compete. I've never thought of it that way. I like Yu-Gi-Oh. I've been playing a little bit of Duel Links, just trying to understand the game. So my nicknames are going to be Yu-Gi-Oh names. We are going. So okay. So then I had the 7th pick, so then it wraps back around to me. At this point, fairies were starting to go. And I created a draft board, and I knew that there were I liked. So as soon as, like, I think it was 2 fairies went, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was 2. 2 fairies went. I think it was Finny and Florges. So I'm like, okay. I'm getting a fairy because there's not a lot left that I like. I think I said it. There was only 2 that I really liked. And so I ended up snagging up the first one just because it was more offensive. So we are adding to the team Mimikyu. The little thing underneath the tarp. And it pretends to be Pikachu. It just wants love, guys. Love Mimikyu. It just wants love. So I decided to love Mimikyu like a good person. I scooped it up off the streets. And it will be on our team for this season of the WCBL. Perks about the thing. This is a giant perk right here. Its ability, Disguise. If this Pokemon is a Mimikyu, hey look, it's a Mimikyu. The first hit it takes in battle deals 0 damage. It's a free focus sash. I'm not gonna argue with the free focus sash. I'll take your free focus sash. 96 speed is not bad. 96 speed tier. We outspeed base 95s. We outspeed base 90s. We outspeed the weird 92, 93s. 96 is a great speed tier. Yeah, it would be nice if we hit 101, but can't ask for everything. 105 Spadef is more than enough. 80 defense is not bad either. 55 HP leaves a lot to be desired. Blah. 90 attack's not bad either. And this thing gets boosting moves, so like on my Disguise turn, I just get a free boosting move. Yup. So this 90 attack just skyrockets. I don't know if I'll use its 50 special attack. I don't think so. But yeah, a 90 base special attack, it's not bad. And like, I get a free turn just to boost it. So I mean, this thing can sweep. And it's Ghost Fairy too. So it gives me this Ghost typing that I probably would not have otherwise drafted. So Ghost is a really nice typing. It's only weak to itself and Dark. And the Fairy beats Dark. So Ghost-wise, I just have to worry about Ghost. Fairy-wise, I found out this. Like, I did not know this before looking at Mimikyu. Ghost resists poison. Why? There's already enough things that resist poison. Just give poison a break, please. I mean, it helps out Mimikyu, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining that much. But, so the Fairy, then, only has a weakness to Steel. So I have to worry about Ghost and Steel with this thing. That's it. I mean, most teams do have a Steel type, but Ghost isn't exactly a type a lot of people draft. So, yeah. I mean, if they don't have a Ghost type, all I gotta worry about is Steel. Plus, this thing patches up my Dark Magician's weaknesses very, very well. Because This thing's weaknesses are Bug, Ghost, Dark, and Fairy beats Dark, Ghost beats Ghost. So, bada bing, bada boom. This thing, the only thing that I haven't taken care of is its Bug weakness. And then finally, we're going to name it. We are going to name it probably my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card right now. We name it. I'm going to name you Dark Necrophilia. I can do the voice to the best of my ability. Oh, I don't trust my voice. I don't trust my voice to do the Bakura voice. It's really easy to do. Dark Necrophilia. I did it to the best of my ability. Oh, roast me in the comments about how bad that was. Okay. Next. Okay, so for our third round pick, Megas were starting to go. And I kind of knew which Mega I wanted, because it fit two of the cores that I wanted. And one guy did say, he picked 2 picks before me. No, yes. He picked 2 picks before me, and he said that he was picking a Fire Mega. So I got super, I started panicking, and I thought, should I offer this guy to try and trade up? Is that even legal? What do I do? And he ended up taking Mega Zard Y, which was not the one I was going for. So we have the Pupper, Mega Houndoom. This thing is Dark and Fire, so it helps kind of complete the core with this thing, the Psychic Dark Fighting. And then Fire, obviously, for I can start my Fire, Water, Grass core. This thing has Solar Power as its ability. I mean, I guess I can run Sunny Day, but Nasty Plot's just better. Nasty Plot is just, it's just better. It's just better. Stat-wise, 75, 90, 90, that's not bad at all. That's the same, this thing is bulkier than Deoxy's speed. Because of the HP. This thing's bulkier than Deoxy's speed. 115 base speed gives me a nice speed tier in between these two, which is what I really needed. 140 special attack stat is awesome. Because this thing can be either or. This thing is physical, so this thing being a special attacker kind of rounds out enough. And then obviously Dark Fire coverage is really good. This thing is weak to fighting, which this thing is immune to, and this thing resists. So that's awesome. This thing's also super effective against fighting. And then this thing is also weak to, water and ground and stuff like that. That stuff I'm going to patch up later. But, what was the nickname I came up with for this thing? I have nicknames for some of these, but not all of them. I probably should have come up with nicknames for all of them beforehand. Moving on. I'll come up with the nickname at the end of the video. I'll look it up at the end of the video. So what do I pick next? Right. So, yeah. So, the next thing I wanted, I knew I wanted to keep going on with my cores. So, I wanted a dragon type. I knew I needed a dragon type tier 3 or higher, and that's pretty much what I had left at this point, if I didn't want to start stooping into my free picks. So, I decided to pick up a dragon type. I also decided I needed a ground type. And, what dragon ground type is there that has the most spammable move in the game? Arguably, the most broken move in the game. I grabbed the smaller doggy boy. So now we have Dual Dog. 1,000 arrows. It is the only mon in the game to get 1,000 arrows. 90 power, 100 accuracy, grounds adjacent foes, first hit neutral on flying. It is a ground move that hits flying types. How broken is that? So, like, Talonflame? Nope. Nope. Sit down, Talonflame. Oh, and it grounds them when they're done. After the first hit. Celesteela? Nope, you're done. You're done. You're done. Get out of here. You're done. You're done. Again, 115 speed stat. If it's this... I know my speed tiers are a little redundant right here, but, like, if it's these two. Oh, one great thing about Mega Houndoom I forgot to bring up. Before it Mega Evolves, it is Flash Fire. So, I have a fire immunity. This thing has Aura Break. I can't use Power Construct, sadly enough. This thing has Aura Break. 100 attack stat is not bad. That's the same as Zygarde 50. 115 speed stat. Faster than Zygarde 50. Yeah, bulk is a little bit to be desired. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna patch that later. But yeah, it's a wonderful speed stat. Nice 100 attack stat with 1,000 arrows, the most spammable move in the game. So we can click this thing, and we can click this thing, and we do lots of hurt to other people and things. So that's this. I do have a name for this, don't I? I think the name was unofficial, but I came up with, does Blue Eyes Tune fit? Blue Eyes Tune fits, yeah. Since it's a dragon, but it's a little cartoony, because of the whole cells fitting together and stuff like that, Blue Eyes Tune. Blue Eyes Tune Dragon. And since it's not like a real like dragon, it's a kind of a mini dragon dog thing. That's why I named it Toon, because Blue Eyes Toon is smaller than regular Blue Eyes. So what was the next one I picked up? Okay, so then it's a lot of picks until it got back to me, and then I had So my next one, notice a trend. The trend with my Mons is that look at their HP stats: 54, 75. 55, 50. Nothing so far is over 75 HP. This is why I planned on picking up this Mon. Oh, just kidding. That Mon got sniped from me. I was going to pick up Vaporeon because it has a monstrous 130 HP stat with Wish. For those of you who don't know, when you pass wishes, it's 50% HP of the Pokemon that clicks Wish. So if this thing has 50 HP, and Vaporeon has 130, half of 130 is 65, I Wish pass into this thing, it gets all its health back. Now obviously, like, I'm using these numbers, I should be using these numbers, but you kind of get the idea. It gets back all of its health. So it's not like 50%, it's actually like a lot more. But Vaporeon, like I said, sniped. I went through the whole draft so far. I went through my first 4 picks without getting sniped. And I got sniped. And then my backup pick almost got sniped. But then my backup pick did not end up getting sniped. Almost. That's not what I wanted. My backup pick was Alomomola. Alomomola. It took me forever in the chat to spell this thing correctly. This thing is a speller's nightmare. Like, it took me forever to figure out that it's the same, like, the O's in the middle, and then it's alam, and then, obviously, backwards. So yeah, this thing just basically does what Vaporeon does, but slightly weaker. It gets Regenerator, which is really nice. Vaporeon doesn't get Regenerator. But Vaporeon also gets Water Absorb, which is arguably better. But yeah, this thing is basically just a Wish Passer. That's all this thing does. Vaporeon has a 110 special attack stat, so you can actually use it offensively. But I didn't get Vaporeon. So, I have a Alomomola. It does have a higher HP stat, so I am able to pass better wishes. Because I have a 165 HP stat, so I can pass wishes with more health, but I think 165 compared to 130, I didn't think it was that big of a difference, which is why I wanted a Alomomola, which is why I wanted Vaporeon first, but, yeah, I'm not angry, because I get Regenerator, I like that, This thing's also harder to take out because of its higher HP stat. Yeah, its defenses aren't great, but I just, slap some investment and stuff into those, and whoop-de-doo, look at them. Now this thing is really hard to kill. Yeah, so that's that. And so then on my return pick, I started to finally delve into my free picks. Mega Houndoom is a tier 2, so I got extra points and stuff for my free picks. I get 4 free picks. So basically, because I picked up Mega Houndoom, it was a tier 2 Mega. I got to take 2 tier 2s and 2 tier 3s as my free picks. So for my first free pick, I went with Ferrothorn. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Here it is. I originally wanted Klefki here. I like Prankster. I think Prankster is a god tier ability. But Klefki was also sniped. Looking back, I actually think I like Ferrothorn better for my team because it gives me the grass typing, which I was convinced I was gonna have to spend my tier 5 on my grass type. I just get my grass and my steel together, which isn't that bad. And this thing also completes both my cores. It completes my fairy, dragon, steel, completes my fire, water, grass. And then all I need is a fighting type, and I get this core, the psychic, dark, fighting complete. Yup. So yeah. So what is cool about Ferrothorn? Oh, I didn't name Alola Mola. Alola Mola is... What was the thing I came up with this thing? I had something. I know for a fact I had something. I had... Oh yeah, Monster Reborn. Because it wish passes and it brings everything back to life. It's Monster Reborn! Toon World. That's what it was. Toon World. Because this thing, it looks very cartoony. Kind of like Zydon. So this thing is my Toon World. Because it's a little bit more defensive. So I made a spell card. Toon World. I like Toon World. Especially in the anime. Toon World was cool. We are rocking high defenses here. This thing is basically just to eat hits. It eats anything that's not a fire or fighting hit, which is awesome. And then I get moves. Like, this thing has the 2 big entry hazards, being spikes and stealth rock. We don't get toxic spikes. We don't get webs. But I address that later, like always. And this thing also gets, steel stab, grass stab. Gets stuff like knockoff. That's really cool. But, and yeah, I like Ferrothorn. I am so surprised that Ferrothorn fell to me this late, because Ferrothorn is really, really good, and it's annoying to have to deal with. So right now we're looking pretty good. I still need a name for Houndoom. I'll find one, guys. Hang on. Okay. So the next thing I drafted was, I needed my electric type. I waited a really, really long time for my electric type. I waited a really long time for it, and all the fast ones were gone. Most of the fast ones. Plus, I needed something between 115 and Mimikyu. Like, I need something that barely outsped 100, speed tier-wise. So, sorry, Dark Magician. Plus, like I said earlier, I needed webs. So I went Galvantula. This thing also gives me a secondary bug typing that I would not have otherwise drafted. So that's really nice. This thing has a plethora of items it's actually valid to run. And this thing gets an awesome ability. This Pokemon's moves have their accuracy multiplied by 1.3. So, where's that Thunder? I can actually validly run Thunder on this thing. Thunderbolt. No, Thunder? What Thunder? Come on. Where's Thunder? Here it is. 70% accurate. So it's upper 70s, almost 80 accuracy. That's a lot higher chance. Plus other moves that are 90% accurate go up to 100. Stuff like Toxic. Toxic is 99% accurate. So that's really good. 99.99999% accurate. And then its stats aren't bad either. Like 97 special attack. Like, I can work with that. That's not much different than Deoxys. 108 speed, like I said, it fits that speed tier that I wanted really nicely. It's not that bulky, but I'll work with it. Also, I think bug resist ground. So I have an electric type that's not weak to ground. Sweet. And yeah, it gets bug coverage. It gets like bug buzz and stuff like that. Like I said, it's a bug type I would not have otherwise gotten. I get sticky webs. Where's my webs? Webs, sticky web. Lower speed of rounded foes upon switch in. Switch in, lower speed, which is great for something like your boy here. Dark neck. I'm not. Tripped up. I'll do it. Dark necrophilia. There we go. I can do the voice. I promise. So yeah, that's Galvantula. So sorry, Dark Necrophilia. Yeah, Galvantula's name. I don't think I have a name for it yet. I'll find one. Galvantula, I know I don't have a name for it yet. Next one. I've already started typing it in, even though I wanted to have a dramatic build-up, and my mouse died again. There we go. I went with Mianxiao. I wanted a fighting type to complete Deoxys core with Houndoom and Mianxiao and stuff like that. And then Regenerator fits beautifully with Aloe. 105 speed stat, which is the same, which does the same thing like Galvantula does. It fits between my 115s and Mimikyu. 125 attack stat is nothing to be mad about. This thing also gets Reckless, so is High Jump Kick. It does more damage. So yeah, 130 power move, stab off a 125 attack stat. That's boosted by 1.2 times power. This thing hits so incredibly hard. I thought about Hitmonlee to get a Rapid Spinner, but I was like, nah, I like this thing more. I love this thing. Plus the Regenerator core just sounds so cool. This thing gets U-turn. So U-turn, Volt Switch. Deoxys has U-turn. This thing gets Fake Out, which is awesome. Drain Punch. I already brought up like the High Jump Kick stuff. Poison Jab for fairies. This thing gets beautiful coverage. And Swords Dance, so I can sweep with this thing. This thing's really cool. I like... The more I look at this thing, the more I love it. This thing's awesome. It's like a Kung Fu cat. I'll come up with a nickname. I'll come up with a nickname for this too. Alright. So, I got 3 picks left. Alright. I need some hazard removal. And I have a free tier 2 left. I have my tier 2, and then a free pick of tier 2. And then I have a tier 4 and a tier 5 left. My tier 4 and my tier 5 left. So I decided to go with my tier 4 first, actually, because I felt like I could wait on my tier 2. My ideal tier 2. Turns out I couldn't because it was sniped. But I thought I could wait, so I didn't go with it here. So I knew I needed a Rapid Spinner. Rapid Spinner in tier 4, really hard to come across. However, because Alomomola is my water type, and it's not very offensive, it has like a 75 attack stat and 40 special attack, like it's awful attacking-wise, I needed some type of offensive water. I needed to be able to pressure opposing fire types, and ground types, and rock types. Not what I wanted. You're a lowercase L. I grabbed regular Blastoise. This thing does get Rapid Spin. It gets a plethora of other moves I didn't realize it got. It gets Fake Out. It gets Flash Cannon. Aura Sphere. Dark Pulse. It gets Haze. Hello. Rapid Spin. Zen Headbutt. Waterfall. Toxic. Well, everything gets Sub. Scald. It's a water type. Of course it gets Scald. It gets Signal Beam. Reflect. Does it get Light Screen? No, it doesn't get Light Screen. Outrage. Don't know when I would ever, use Outrage, but I have Outrage. But this move right here is the real thing. I got this thing. I just needed a Rapid Spinner. 78 speed is not terrible. Plus, this thing has... Go back. It's not bad HP. 100 defense, 105 special defense. This thing is still bulky. It has an 85 special attack stat. That's really, really good. I will work with that. Especially when this thing is my ice coverage. So where's ice beam? This thing is my ice coverage. So that's great. So yeah, just a little bit more offensive of water plus rapid spin. I need some hazard removal. I did have a name for this thing, didn't I? I do have a name for this thing. Of course I've forgotten it. Yeah. What was it? Oh! It was Legendary Fisherman. There. I'm just going to abbreviate it. Legendary Fisherman. That's Mako Tsunami's card. And there aren't any other good water cards. I thought about naming it Umi. Umi might be a better name. But But nobody knows what Umi is. Everybody knows who Legendary Fisherman is, because it's Mako's card. That's Mako's signature card. Yeah, so we have our Legendary Fisherman, Blastoise. Does kind of what I need him to do. And so, alright, so then we got 2 picks left. And I was like, okay, I was gonna take my tier 2 next. And I had an ideal tier 2 in mind. It was this nice, fat, bulky defogger to go along with my rapid spinner. And pew, it got picked out of the air. Mandibuzz gone. So, and it was picked like 7 picks before me. So I decided to go with my tier 5 instead, because I knew I had to get my defogger right here. And there wasn't a whole lot of good defoggers left in tier 5. However, I did see one that caught my eye, and I never thought I'd ever actually draft this thing. And that's not the last time you'll hear me say that tonight. Mouse work, please. I picked up Cottony. I drafted Cottony. Cottony. This thing has Prankster, so I get my Prankster defogs. So I get guaranteed at least one. Plus with, not specs, plus with a Violet, this thing can be a little bulky. I mean, I just do like this to make this go a long way. And then I throw a little here, and throw a little here. And this can actually be kind of bulky. I also get stuff like, I get stuff like Encore, Memento, Switcheroo, so I can trick a choice item, maybe, or trick in a Violet, because it doesn't matter. Prankster Tailwind is awesome, even though I have enough speed control as it is. Taunt, Toxic. I get all this stuff that just automatically goes first. Cotton Guard, I can sweep with this thing. That would be so awesome. Oh, that would be awesome. But it's not going to happen. I'm probably never even going to bring this thing. It's a freaking Cottony. I'm probably never going to bring this thing. I didn't even bother coming up with a nickname for it. And I'll tell you why later. Alright. Can we go to mouse work? Mouse. There we go. Okay. So now we've come to my last pick. And it's my free tier 2. I have my defogger. I have my rapid spinner. I can just pick whatever is left from tier 2. And I was looking and looking and looking and looking. There was nothing left except for one Pokemon I could have taken. Because if I were to draft like something else, it would compound types. Like, I believe Komodo was still available in tier 2, but I already had Zydog. And I already had another fighting type in Mienshao. There was... What else was still available? Magnezone might have been still available, but I already have a Steel type and an Electric type. The Porygons, I believe, were still there. Like, I started looking at a normal type at this point. I looked at Staraptor. But, like, I felt like I had enough offense as it is. Right now, my defense is this this, and this. That's it. That's my defense. So I wanted a fourth defensive mon, because 4 defensive and the rest being offensive. I mean, I feel like that's a nice balance. It gives me some defense. And so there was only really one great defensive mon left in Tier 2. And I've ranted in my Showdown videos. Go to my Showdown playlist on my channel. Shameful plug. I've ranted about this thing on several occasions. I never thought I would actually... This is where I said it would come back. I never actually thought I would ever draft this thing. And I did. I drafted something that I swore I would never draft because I've sat at my computer and yelled at this thing for a very long time. And as much as I don't want people to suffer the same fate that I have at the hands of this thing, it's good at what it does, at being defensive. And so I'm going to use it that way. And people are just going to have to suffer the same fate I have at the hands of this thing. That's not an E. That's an E. Chansey. I picked Chansey. Violate. Serene Grace. It doesn't really get any moves that work with Serene Grace. Natural Cure is just a great ability. Natural Cure is a stupid ability on this thing. It's a stupid ability on this thing. Oh. Heal Bell. Heals me of status. So you toxic me, I just heal Bell. This thing gets Wish. So I can heal up 50% HP after 2 turns. I can actually heal myself up immediately if I wanted with Soft Boiled. I get Thunder Wave. I get Toxic. Seismic Toss, so I have a fixed set amount of damage. I get other stuff too, like, I get Counter. I get Counter. Boy, do I love Counter. Do I get Mirror Coat? Miriro Koto. You're down here, aren't you? It gets these 2 moves, which are only good in doubles, but this thing, I guess, is pretty good in doubles. Metronome. Probably never gonna bring it. Mud Slap. Chu loves that move. Recycle. So if I have like a 50% berry, I can just keep recycling it. Oh, this thing doesn't die. This thing doesn't die. It doesn't. I have to let this thing die. Reflect. Does it get light screen? It gets light screen. It gets dual screens. I can run light clay, light clay, dual screens. Huh? Words. But yeah, I get body slam, so I can try and paralyze and stuff like that. This thing has a terrible attack stat. Which is why Seismic Toss is really good. 250 whopping HP stat. 105 SPDF. I do this. I do a little bit of this. I do a little bit of this. And this thing doesn't die. This thing does not drop for anything. This thing is so fat. Oh my goodness. I'm so disappointed in myself, but hey. I'll use this thing. I'll use it. You know what? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use this thing. I'm going to bring glory to the name of the stupid piece of garbage that sits in front of you and never dies. I have a fitting name for this thing, too. Mirror Wall. Because it's the most annoying freaking Yu-Gi-Oh card ever. It's a Mirror Wall. This thing is the Mirror Wall of Pokemon. It is the Mirror Wall of Pokemon. I'll come up with nicknames for the 3 that I didn't have nicknames for. These 2 and Houndoom. I'll come up with them. When I go into matches with them, you'll see they'll have nicknames. I promise. But that is it for this video. thank you guys so much for watching our little team thing. Oh, before I go, one more thing. While I was sick, I did have a look over this team, and this guy was offering up a trade. So I was like, all right, I'll take it. We got rid of Cottony. So, congratulations, Cottony. You're on the team for a couple days. I traded Cottony for Lanoon. Mouse work. Lanoon. Because I felt like... I don't know. Chansey just isn't enough offensively, so I like an offensive normal type. Plus, this thing gets a lot of coverage. It pretty much needs Belly Drum to sweep, but it gives me more priority in extreme speed. The best priority. I get Play Rough. I get Seed Bomb. I get Shadow Claw. I get Stomping Tantrum. I don't get Earthquake, do I? No, I don't. Facade. Gunk Shot. What else do I get? Dig. I guess Stomping Tantrum is better, isn't it? 75. Power doubles if my last move failed. I guess that can be kind of cool. Fury Cutter. Woohoo! Iron Tail. Pin Missile. Ooh. Yeah, this thing has some tech. Has some techie tech. I don't have a name for this thing yet. But yeah, Lanoon is just more offensive presence, and plus I didn't see myself ever bringing Cottony anyway, unless I needed defog. Yeah, this leaves me with one hazard remover, but meh. I can work with it. My team isn't terribly hazard weak. I mean, it's just Houndoom. That's weak to rocks. Oh, and Galvantula, but like Galvantula's just there for webs anyway, and possible electric coverage. Just so I didn't leave you guys without the nicknames, I'm going to give them to you real quick. Because Galvantula is a bug type, I decided to name Galvantula Insect Queen off of Weevil Underwood's Insect Queen. Next, because me and Shao is a fighting type, Warrior, I went Elemental Hero Neos. Like a Houndoom, I just went Red Eyes, because it's not a dragon, so I didn't go Red Eyes Black Dragon, I just went Red Eyes, because I forget any other Red Eyes cards that there are. It kind of looks like Summon Skull a little bit. If it fits, I could name it Summon Skull. I'll just keep it Red Eyes. And then Lanoon, I went Dark Rabbit. This one's a little bit obscure, but it is the card that Pegasus uses to defeat Kaiba. It's the first Toon card he uses, his Dark Rabbit. And then eventually he uses Blue Eyes Toon and all this other stuff. So, yep. So that is that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.